It's time for etiquette, and Janet Adetu is in the house.
And
She's
we're going back
to
to
be
school.
telling us about going back to school. Good morning,
Janet.
Great. Now let me ask you a quick question. How do you prepare for your kids when they're going back to school? So let's assume this is January, the new year, and it's a new term, of course. So how do you prepare your kids? Have you ever thought about it?
Ladies first.
Okay. School fees.
Yes.
I've been thinking about
Yes.
that, you know,
Yes.
and, make the plans.
Of course.
And then the school uniform.
Of course.
New socks,
Yes.
new shoes,
Yes.
if you need to change them.
Absolutely.
And,
Good.
how is your bag doing? Bring it, let me see. Do we need to, where is your water bottle?
Yes.
Things like that.
Then the other side is also their psychology.
Okay, good.
To have that conversation
Good.
with them about going back to school.
Very
so
good.
gradually,
Yes.
maybe a week or two before the return to
Yes.
school, begin to get them back to the books.
Absolutely.
Maybe they were reading, like my kids love to read storybooks and all
Okay.
of that. So get them back to their school books
Yeah.
to look at their exam papers, do corrections, and then so just get them back into the school
Yes,
mode.
because the festive period is a lot of fun, eating, going out, and freedom. So going back to school is like, oh no, back to school. But the thing is, I'm speaking on behalf of all the kids, not just kids. I'm even saying those who are your kids that are in college and even in university as well. It just applies across board.
Yeah.
You actually have to make out time early in the year, now that it's a new year, to set aside time for your kids. Now, you may have or you may have not read their report for the previous term. This is time to bring out the report and the schedule of the school and sit down and look at whether you want your child to improve or encourage them, whichever way you want to apply it to the child. This is the time to say, look, you didn't do too well last term. This term, I really want you to put in your best and encourage them, or even if they did very well, you still have to encourage them. But the thing is this. You must obey school rules as a parent, okay? It's very important. Prepare your child's mind, just like you said. Prepare your child's mind for going back to school. It's very, very important that it's time for you to now get ready for school, okay? And you really want them to perform exceptionally well. I want to say that, yes, ensure that all the stationery that they need, the books, the bags, outside the uniform, books, bags, you might have bought it last term, but is it torn? Is it ripped? Do they have plimsolls or canvas for running? Do they have all the necessary things that they need? Don't forget the pen and the pencil and all of that as well. It's an assumption that we bought it last term and they might not need it this term. Kids lose things so fast. Easily. So they need that. Okay? Give your kids pep talks about friends. And I'm talking about parents now, because I've categorized this. For parents, give your kids pep talk about friends and be very serious about vices of society. So good friends, bad friends, and many bad things that are out there, begin to talk to them and introduce them into it. Otherwise, friends will tell them what is good and what is not good, what is bad and what is not. Don't assume that they know, but just say it, okay? I would also say that you need to figure out who's going to do the school runs. Mom, dad, nanny, who is going to do the school runs? How is the commuting going to be in school? Are you going to pick? Is the driver going to pick? Are they going to take the school bus? No assumptions. We need to make sure that the kids are ready and prepared for school. Still talking about that communication style. In the case of an emergency, how does your child reach out to you? Does your child have a phone? Or is there a person that the child must go to and run to in the school, like the headmaster, headmistress, or who's the person that your child should go to in the event of an emergency? And a lot of parents take this for granted, but it's very important that in case of an emergency or anything, you can reach me like this. Older kids, of course, they have phones and all of that, but you need to be very mindful. I'm also going to say that some kids get homework over the holidays. They need to write about what the holiday was about. Ask them, did they get homework? And have you done it? Not, oh, I didn't do my homework. Ask them, did you do any homework you were asked to do? Like a week before. A week before, and make sure that they've done it, okay? I would say, because the kids are going back to school a new term, as a parent, especially fathers, even if it is this time of the year, the early time of the year, or the beginning of the term, make out special time for your child to know the school, know the class, know the new teacher. It's very important. Don't make assumptions and don't just say, God forbid, in the event of an emergency, you come and say, I'm the father. Where have you been all that time? At least know the teacher, know the class, and also know the school. Lots of fathers don't even know the school, you know. And I would say on the first day of school, arrive on time. Now for the kids, in the school premises, I would say, watch out for cliques. Tell your kids, don't join cliques. Try and be a friendly person all around, okay? And you have to, they should have a positive mindset, especially if kids are on campus, okay? They don't want to be caught rumor mongering among friends. I would say this is the time for you to tell your child now, no matter the age, to drop bad habits and pick up positive habits. And by doing that, don't follow people that will distract you. Follow the people that are more productive. Now, that's easier said than done, but we expect our children to be a little bit, you know, forward thinking, and as much as possible, especially when your kids are older, like my kids are they're adults now, at that growing stage, be friends to your kids. Sometimes it's very difficult to segregate being a parent and being a friend, but you need to be friends with your kids so that they tell you things that you expect them to tell you. They don't hide and they don't tell other people, okay? No bullying, of course. We expect our kids to be polite. You know how you can walk into some schools and you walk past and a simple hello is very difficult. I think that if your child learns from home, then it will just replicate in the school. Don't assume that the teachers are always going to teach them over and over again, because some teachers expect the kids to have some basic manners from home. So they should be polite, they should hold the door for someone, they should help someone out, you know, and be very careful. I say take care of school facilities, school property. And at the same time, use school facility. There's a library there. Make use of the library, you know. In the class as well, it's very important. No social media in the class. Our kids today are hooked on their phones. It's just, it's amazing, okay? They're hooked on their phones. The phone is the best friend, the phone is the dictionary, the phone is the everything. The phone is their world. But I believe most schools know that they should practice no phones in the school for many, many, many reasons. I don't want to go down that lane. In the class, no slouching. Body language is important. If your child wants to really learn, there's no room for slouching. You have to sit up well and listen, and try to tell your child not to be a backbencher. As much as possible, the front seat will not hurt you. You know, come forward. Even if your friends want to sit at the back, you know they're going to get up to mischief. So move forward, okay? No interruptions, of course. You got to respect the teacher at all times. And how? If you want to ask a question, it's as simple as raising your hand, you know. And if someone else is saying something, don't be argumentative. Let the person finish, and then you can talk. That's very, very important. I say queue up where it isn't necessary. Don't barge in front of the queue and don't jump the queues, okay? When it comes to lunchtime and break time, you need to make up your mind. How is your child taking food to school? Is it lunch from home? Is it school meals? You know, how is your child going to eat? Remember about allergies. If your child is going to take food from school, remember to report if your child has any allergies at all. That's very essential. If your child doesn't eat certain food, then make sure that they know that, because kids, they break out with things very easy. They get food poisoning very easy, or they get stomach upsets very easily. Teach your child not to waste food. Okay, teach your child a little bit of dining etiquette, you know. It's not like you're scoffing your food in your mouth so fast and then you're beginning to talk with a whole mouthful of food. Basic things at home, practice it at home, your child will actually repeat it outside, you know. Again, I say, it's not a race to finish. Some kids think that the faster you eat, the more, you know, the more guy you are. But it's a case of eat your food properly. Don't waste food. Don't rush food. Don't throw food on the table, because some kids, like, maybe the school is strict about wasting food and they don't like the food. They throw it under the table. If you want to, give it to another person who really wants it, you know. You have to eat very well. I would say we have to teach our kids that when they finish eating, they should clear up after themselves. Now, that starts from home. Don't just leave your table there and assume a nanny or someone is going to take the plate away from you. Let it be a habit. Let it be a very, very important habit that your child clears up after themselves. Politeness is very, very important. For me, I would say it's very important that back to school, your child, as much as possible, is open with you. Honesty is the key thing. Let your child be as truthful as they possibly can. No lies at all. Try to tell your child to encourage team spirit, doing things together, and sportsmanship. So your team wins, hail your team. Your team loses, still encourage your team, and even hail the other team that won. You know, I would say this is the time to tell your child to make an effort to excel. Back to school is all about excelling. A lot of parents still don't know what their child wants to become. So have that pep talk about where are you going with your career. Begin to identify your child's strengths, okay? Even if you can't see right now what they're likely going to go into, you can tell from the little talents that they have that this is going to be an added advantage to that child, you know? I would say no matter what, no matter the age, they should follow productive friends and not destructive friends.